Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network. Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go! Friday show, December 20th, 2024. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on X, we say hello to you. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe. Woodward Sports on YouTube. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, man. Looks like we're getting some snow, man, ahead of this weekend before Christmas, so not looking forward to driving in this. But other than that, playoffs start tonight, man. Playoffs. You know, that actually would be more because of what Michigan did this year. But excited to kind of see, first game out the gate. Got a Christmas party to go to tonight. There should be some fun. My girl's uncle, so.
You'll be leaving early.
Heck yeah,
Braylon
Edwards.
Especially if the internet keeps going down.
Absolutely. Tom Mazaway, back from eye surgery. How are you? Good afternoon to you.
What's up, brothers? I'm
man.
good. I got the clean bill of health today.
Yeah. You can see us up here on the desk?
I can see about a little bit better than before. But
Really?
Still got to heal up.
What kind of surgery did you
It's called
get?
cataract surgery.
Oh, you got cataract surgery.
Old man surgery.
So
know
you
what they
couldn't
give
play
for
bowling
cataracts,
last
man?
night.
Give you that medicinal. You need that medicinal to help your eye glaze over a little
So
bit.
basically, you're
Mass.
looking through a tissue when you have cataracts. So they take the lens off, they put a new one on, and hopefully it gets better. This eye was done in August.
Protect that eye, kid.
Protect that eye, kid. And this one is just done yesterday, so hopefully this one will be as good as this one soon.
Good to have you back, buddy. Place
Thanks,
isn't
buddy.
the same without you. Pete Spivak in the house as well.
Good afternoon.
And may I say, Maria Adamo
Hey, whoa.
in the house as well. She is
Look at
running
you.
our sound booth today.
Her dad wanted her
they
on
grow up
TV.
so fast.
Richard Adamo said, get on TV. There you go.
Absolutely.
They grow up so fast.
So I think she turned off her own mic, but it's all good. It's totally fine, Maria. Great job.
Got it.
KG is out today.
Keep pushing buttons to your
It
eyes.
is
Okay.
baptism through fire. So
Gotta
you
love
may
it.
or may not hear us during commercial breaks today.
We will be careful.
We will be extra careful with that. But
Give us the warning of hot mics
right.
as usual, fellas.
what I'm telling you, Tom Mazaway, what a show he put together for us today.
Woo,
I
wee.
hope we can make it happen.
In about 25 minutes from now, Tom Thayer, Bears radio analyst, will join us. Also a
Bowl
1985 Super Bowl champ.
We've had him on the show quite a bit. I want to say once
Absolutely.
each year we've had him
Remember,
on the
he
show.
played in college?
Also from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So he's got that going for him. Sean McDonough, who will make history tonight and be called the first ever college football playoff game at a home field stadium, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snow-filled.
Snow-filled
Snow-filled.
Notre Dame
Yep.
Stadium. So we've got that. And who else we got today, Maz?
We got the spin dog.
Spin dog.
What time Spin
Marc
joining
Spindler is
us?
going to be on about 3:30.
Yes. Reuniting the old SNL show from
I don't
a
have that on my
former
sheet.
radio
You don't have
life.
3:30?
Yeah,
Marc
no.
Spindler?
At the
He'll be in
very
the
end,
mix.
end of the sheet.
Oh, there you go. Spin Daddy.
Spin dog.
Love it.
Now, his son Rocco plays for the
Notre
Irish.
Dame.
He's
Captain.
been there camping out, and we got pictures. He's been there since 6 a.m.
Hey, yo, Rocco,
No,
we
yo,
can't do
yo,
sound
yo,
up on that
yo.
video,
Look at this.
though. There you
That's
go.
like 6 or 7 a.m.
Hey, yo.
love
No,
it.
there's no. I didn't put the video in
Yeah,
there.
can't put the
didn't
video
put the
up.
video in.
Too many cuss words.
Too many customers.
That's Spindler for you.
I figured it'd be
We
fun
got a late
to
night
talk our
crowd.
own
They
flag.
can handle it.
Plus, he's a Lion and a Jet, for crying out loud.
I miss
Absolutely.
Spindler.
Going to be fantastic. Going to be a great show, but we'll start with the Detroit Lions, guys. Confirmation that David Montgomery will not have season-ending surgery. But if you listen to Dan Campbell today at the media session, and it was a quick one. It was about an 8-minute and 40-second media session. I listened to the whole thing. There were a couple of things that came out of it, but there is still a decision to make regarding David Montgomery. Here's Dan Campbell talking about it.
You know, that's optimistic with a couple of doctors that he saw the last two, and you know, so I think we may see where this thing goes. We still got a decision to make, because even if that is the case, you know, it's a matter: do you put him on IR? Do you see, you know, how fast he can come back from it? All that, but it certainly sounds more optimistic. It's probably the best way to say it.
Certainly more optimistic, but there is still That's all right. There is still a decision to be made regarding David Montgomery because, look, 3 regular season games to go. If you put him on IR, that is 4 weeks.
Yeah.
If you have to play a wild card game, you may need a body. So there is still a big decision to be made. Should you or should you not put him on IR? Because if you put him on IR, you get that first round bye, then you can bring him back for the divisional game because it's 4 weeks, not 4 games.
Right.
So there's.
If you put him on now, he misses the wild card game if you have to play it.
Yes, that's correct.
Got it.
I think we've talked so much about, Ryan.
Because you need the roster spot. You kind of need that roster spot, Bray, if you're in the playoff.
Yeah, you do. You kind of need that roster spot. So, I can understand that. But I think the best thing to do is all hands on deck. I don't think it's to take that time and then when you get the bye not the bye, but after that spot, then you insert him. You're trying to get to the Super Bowl. You want all hands on deck. You want, if there's an opportunity, if there's a chance, for rehab, that nature, knee breaks, the whole 9 yards, then this guy can play for you. If you make it to a wild card game, you're definitely going to need all hands on deck. Because that says you didn't do what you're supposed to do the last 3 games there. So you don't want to put yourself in a chance where you won't make it to the next round. You need all hands on deck. I'm going that route.
Listen, I wasn't here yesterday for Dr. Pierce. Did he say anything more about Monty? I mean, can this guy go and get the secret sauce and play in 2 weeks?
Yeah, Dr. Pierce basically said 2 weeks. He'll be out for about 2 weeks,
Okay.
and then you start thinking
So
about
Vikings.
it. Then you start thinking about it. Basically, is what he said.
Another guy that we didn't really talk about was Jamar Jefferson, who is a pretty good running back, and he's on the practice squad. That's a guy you could bring up, unless someone picks him off the practice squad before you bring him up. So there's a lot of options for them. But right now they got Craig Reynolds instead, and they got Sione Vaki in there. So I would just hold, man. I'm not giving his spot up.
Hey, Maria, can you kill Pete's mic? Can you kill Pete's mic? Thank you. Just because I hear just every breath that you're taking in there.
Sing it right.
Every move.
It's something that was kind of making me feel some kind of way, Pete.
Pete's like Sting.
I'll be watching.
I would keep Monty off that IR. I don't give a damn about the extra spot.
Yeah, no, 100%. We had this conversation yesterday too, man, where I played with Josh Cribbs when I was in Cleveland, and same thing happened with him. And once they put him in a brace a week later, kind of took some time, and then he was able to kind of get things going. You want to take your time with this situation. You don't want to make moves that you can't take back. And I think Dave Montgomery, based on the type of structure that he has in his legs and the strength that he has in his legs, I think this guy will be fine. And I think getting that third opinion, I think that came at a good time, and I think the Lions are going to do right by Dave Montgomery.
And one of the things that Dr. Pierce did say yesterday, Maz, was if he did elect for the surgery, that is season ending. Sure. There is no question about it at that point. But the MCL, it is inside the knee, so you just have to keep that stable, unlike the ACL. But so
he can go straight ahead.
Absolutely. Good news on David Montgomery, absolutely. What about Carlton Davis? Here's what the head coach said about Carlton Davis and his broken jaw.
I'd say nothing has changed as of right now. It doesn't look optimistic to get him back. Doesn't mean it won't, but I don't foresee that right now.
Okay, so Carlton Davis, that is there. What about Emmanuel Mosley? Emmanuel Mosley is a guy that, they got 15 guys on IR.
Yeah. This guy trying to come back.
Anybody that plays defense, please come back and play defense. Here's what the head coach said about Emmanuel Mosley.
Good. This is the best week he's had since he's come back from the injury. I just think he looks so much more comfortable. He's moving around well, and it's been really 2 great days for him.
Great. Emmanuel Mosley sounds like it's going to be good.
Yeah, well, so this is a guy that they took a chance on after they picked him up when he had just come off an ACL injury with San Francisco. Then he turns around and gets injured here, the same injury, opposite knee. But they chose to stay with him. So there's something about him they like. So it's good that, he's coming back around. Just to go back to, you're talking about Carlton Davis and then also Dave Montgomery. Everybody makes so much of the Dave Montgomery injury in terms of what that would cause, in terms of if he missed. But you look at what Carlton Davis second, and I hate to try to compare injuries because it sucks that we're in this position.
I know where you're going.
Carlton Davis the second is the injury that really in this situation is going to hurt the most. Because you're talking about it like 100%, but you're talking about Carlton Davis showed us, and he's shown us over the course of the season, he's not scared of your number one receiver.
CB1.
100%. He's not scared of your number one receiver. He's not scared to talk stuff to him. He's not scared to lock him down or get cooked and come right back and make a play that's even better. That right there, I think that's when you start to be like, okay, who's going to step up in this regard in the secondary? Thayer and Arnold, this is like the perfect opportunity for him. We've talked about how much he's progressed since the beginning of the season when it was flag central and how he's kind of coming to his own, if you will. Now it's time. Let's see if you can take that next step because they're going to need you because they're going to be coming after you. Show me what you got. And show me what Alabama was.
And Bray, not only that, but we just heard the head coach talk about Emmanuel Mosley as well. It's great. I love Emmanuel Mosley. I think that dude has been through so much and has worked so hard to get back on the field. But what realistically are you expecting from Emmanuel Mosley?
It's been a long time.
Dude hasn't played football in 2 years. So what are you realistically expecting Mosley to give you out there? He's not going to give you Carlton Davis type snaps out there.
Yeah, like Ryan and
But
Marty.
we'll take the body right now. We'll take the body.
We'll definitely take the body. But to your point, you're absolutely correct. When I tore my ACL, I had to sit out the whole time. As I'm healing, as I'm getting better, as I'm going through rehab, through that month process, that second month, that third, that fourth, you're starting to come back into your own right. Now you're starting to heal, but you're still not doing contact. You're still not going against oppositions. You're still not going against teams, and you're not in those moments in that game, so you can't emulate that. So it's going to take him a second. You can't really expect too much of him. He has not played in 2 calendar years. He hasn't played in 2 calendar years, so don't expect much of him, but he's a body. And right now, the Detroit Lions in that secondary, they need a body. It's starting to get to last year territory where, we saw what that secondary was last year in the playoffs.
Hey, they started the clock on Ife Melifonwu as well, so he gets to come back in a couple of weeks if all goes well. And Jalen Reeves-Maybin, who no one really talks about, but he's a Pro Bowler.
Huge.
He's your special teams and fill-in linebacker Pro Bowler.
Man, that just goes to show you the type of players that are injured for the Lions. There's so many top-notch players that are hurt. You can't even think about a guy like that.
Ain't that something?
100%.
What about you? What you want to talk about special teams?
Yeah.
What about the return of Anthony Pittman?
Amen.
Here's special teams coach Dave Phipp talking about his potential
Bring him
return.
back.
Yeah, it's great. It gives me energy. He's a great player. He's a total pro. He's totally committed to this game. He's come a long ways. We got to see him grow up and develop. When I got here, I think he was on the practice squad the year before, but never played in a game. So we got to see him play his first game, play his first snaps, end up making a lot of plays and being a very valuable player for us. And then to see him come, and I told you guys, he took a chance. He took it, and he bet on himself, and he wanted to go out there and see if he could end up being a positional player. Washington gave him that opportunity, and he went for it, which I totally credit the kid. I love him more for it. So he took a chance on himself. It didn't end up working out, and then it ended up working out that we got him back here, and he gets to play again for us, so I'm excited for that.
That's awesome. And again, we'll take the body. Guys, I went back, Braylon.
Yeah, please.
I went through. You know how I spent my morning today?
You did some I love when Ryan Ermanni gets like this.
You know how I spent my morning?
What did you do, Ryan?
I went through all 32 teams and their injured reserve
Okay,
list.
give me the stats.
And I looked at one side of the ball being ravaged over anybody. The Lions have 15 players on IR. Defensively on one side of the ball. What is the next closest team to having one side of the ball being ravaged like that?
4.
San Francisco.
Nope. It is the New York Giants.
Okay.
They have 9 players out on defense. Their record is 2-12. It just goes to show you what the Detroit Lions are doing. They're 12-2 with 15 guys out. And you've got a Giants team that's got 9 guys out. They're 2-12. How about the Las Vegas Raiders? They've got 7 players out defensively. What's their record?
2-12.
2-12. This is unheard of, kind of, what the Detroit Lions are doing here.
Not kind of.
It is absurd.
They stand alone.
You know what it is? It's different when you are coaching and you're on a different team or different team from this. When you get players that are injured, they're coming in right and they're bringing their version of that position for what your team is and what you need. They're coming in to fulfill the spot, but they're going to be their way and operate their way. It doesn't happen here in Detroit. That doesn't happen here in Detroit. When we talk about the identity that Dan Campbell has built, Aaron Glenn's defense is built, Ben Johnson's on defense, those guys are doing the same thing. They're operating the same way in the image of Aaron Glenn. So when they're calling plays, they know what's expected. They know what they need in those moments, and they operate the exact same. Sorry about that. So you're talking about guys that are coming in to understand the mission. It's not to come in and actually do some other things that are cool and cute. It's to do what the next man in front of me doing that was having success.
Atlanta has 7 players out defensively as well, 6 and 8. And again, it's not the 2 and 12, but 6 and 8 ain't great either. No pun intended.
Out of the 15, you've got 4 Pro Bowlers out of 15.
That's what I'm saying.
4.
That's what I'm saying. And if you want me to tell you, you want me to go through it?
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil,
2 Pro Bowlers.
Jalen Reeves-Maybin,
Pro Bowler.
Carlton Davis,
Pro Bowler.
Derek Barnes,
Could be.
Khalil Dorsey, John Kaminsky, Alex Anzalone,
Could
Pro
be.
Bowler. He was last year,
5.
wasn't
That's
he?
5.
Malcolm Rodriguez, Mekhi Wingo, Kyle Pecco, Nate Lynn, and David Bada.
5.
And Ife Melifonwu and Ennis Rakestraw.
Yep.
As much as you give credit to Aaron Glenn as well as Dan Campbell, that is a direct reflection of how good this offense is.
Yes.
That is a direct reflection of how good the talent is in this offense, and they understand the scheme that is led by Jared Goff, who follows instructions from Ben Johnson. Because you can't do that with that if it's not that good. There's no way in possible hell you can be 12-2, play like you did against a team that could be a Super Bowl champ this season with the injuries you do. That's because Ben Johnson and this offense are very electric.
It is unbelievable what they're doing. That's the point that we're talking about here with the Detroit Lions. Also, so many people, because of those 15 players that I mentioned, specifically the 8 players, and 5, 6 of them could be, have been, or potentially will be Pro Bowlers in this league.
8 starters.
So many people believe the sky is falling here in Detroit. I don't believe anybody here on this program believes that. I think we have gone from they will absolutely 100% win the Super Bowl this year because they're the best team in the league to I think they can still win the Super Bowl in this league, and I don't think that's too shabby of a deviation. But here's what Aaron Glenn had to say about all the people that are ready to jump off the bandwagon.
We're 12-2, and the sky's falling. We're going to the playoffs. We're in the dance. We're in the tournament. Why in the hell is the sky falling for us? What do we have to sit back and be sad? I mean, we left to you guys. We let you guys do that. Our job is to go play football. And that's what we're going to continue to do. All right? We lost 1 game. Well, 2 games. We lost 2 games. We have a chance to win out, all right, and accomplish everything that we want to accomplish. So why should we sit back and wallow and think the sky's falling? It's dumb.
Head coach material all day, number one. And if I'm the New Orleans Saints, I have him on speed dial. That's number one. Number two, he's absolutely right. I mean, if I told you at the start of the year that your front 4 in week 16 in the NFL, where you are 12-2 and you don't need any help for a first-round bye. If I told you your front 4 was Zadarius Smith, Levi Onwuzurike, DJ Reader, and Josh Pascal, would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think all of us would. And that's who they have. They don't have bums playing. There's no bums playing for the Detroit Lions. These are all highly skilled players. Now, maybe they aren't as deep along that line, but I remember seeing Pat O'Connor have a day. I remember seeing Al-Qaeda Muhammad have a day.
I love that guy.
I'm just pointing out for you that the sky is not falling, and
last time I checked,
I think we're going to show. I think the Lions are going to show that this week, Braylon.
Yeah, Scott definitely hasn't fallen. And sometimes you need it. You need an individual to give you that voice and put you back in check. And I think that's what Aaron Glenn did at that podium. For everyone and anyone that needed. The Lions are 12-2, and these guys that are playing right now, not only are they vested players or players that we've seen make plays. Ryan, they're a part of this 12-2 journey. They're a part of the journey last year. They know how to win. They know what those moments felt like. They know what the pressure was in the Vikings game. They know what it felt like when they were in Lambeau. They know what it felt like again the Chicago. They've had moments and they had adversity all season long to get them to 12-2. And the thing that works about the Lions the most is the offense, and they're still clicking. So if you're the Detroit Lions right now in the locker room, you might be laughing at everybody on the outside, because I think you guys have figured out a way to make it happen regardless of who goes down, especially on that defensive side of the ball. So you guys are tapped in. I think they're more zoned in and tapped in than we are. We're worried about the opposition. And, this guy went down, and what are they going to do? And Chicago's hungry. I think they've been tapped in all year. And last week wasn't about the injuries. It was about, as Dan Campbell says, there were some miscues. There were some mistakes. There were some missteps. And they lost that game. They would have won without those guys last week. They did not play their best game. And they allowed – it was a damn good game, but they allowed them to get out of here. So that's how they're thinking. They're thinking about making mistakes versus who the hell is hurt.
It changed. The whole game changed last week when Montgomery went out early, right? They had to throw
Yep.
There goes every other series. We got to think on the run here. What are we going to do? So it's a completely different game plan going forward last week. So when we think they were down 14-0 early, yeah, that hurt.
Right.
But going into halftime, not getting any points then, that hurt as well. Obviously, the onside kick going back to the 4-yard line, that hurt. Without those three mistakes or those three things, the Lions maybe win that game. And they lost to a very good team, to a quarterback that's playing his best, who's playing as one of the greats right now in the NFL. So I would not worry about that. I'm just chill out, man. You hear DJ Moore. They interviewed him. Did you hear his interview? The DJ Moore, they're talking to the Bears receiver. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I guess we got
ready for going on vacation.
Yeah, I'm ready to go on vacation. That's what he said. You know how many other teams are thinking, yeah, we're ready to go on vacation? Maybe the Niners are starting to think, yeah, I'm ready to go on vacation. We had a hell of a run. We play them next week. I don't think they're on vacay yet. And the Vikings certainly aren't. So this is the game you must win this game. This is a must-win game. Even though it's in Chicago, you're a better team than them. They outplayed you in the second half on Thanksgiving, but you left a lot of points on the field that day as well. I believe that they will be fine. They'll cover that spread on Sunday, which is a touchdown, and they'll get ready for San Francisco next Sunday as well.
I have that sound. If you want it,
go ahead.
DJ, how just tough is this season? Not tough at all. I'm lying, but it's been tough, frustrating. Definitely with this losing streak, but it's football. Some team got to win, and it hasn't been us. Yeah, we need to figure it out. Maybe not this year, but at the beginning of next year, we definitely need to figure it out before we play a real game.
The off season, it has to be something you guys are already thinking about in terms of get it right. And what kind of ideas do you have when you think about the off season already and training camp and making it better?
What I'm thinking about? Vacation.
To clear your mind of all this?
There you go. Yeah. Let them do all the work and then, just come back and ready to go.
He's ready to go. Bye-bye.
He's done.
I was going to say, the team as a whole has melded in. And obviously there are going to be guys that are going to play all the way to the end, and guys that are thinking about all 17 games, all 18 weeks. But it's just tough. Like, it is mentally draining when you play in situations like this with the coach and how that situation played out, and when there's divide and separation in the locker room, and then you add another situation with the president and the GM, like who's calling shots, who's going to be doing this. And when you're looking at that from the inside out, you're like – so it's tough when you get to these moments, man, these meetings, because there is season left. You want to play, you want your last name to be represented. But when all this is going on and you suck – and the team that's coming into play, they got a lot to play for. Those days are tough. Playing in Cleveland got a lot of moments like that.
I'll tell you, man, like we said, way back when, this whole thing went downhill. What game?
Commanders game.
The Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary. Because this team was going to win that game. They were so excited, and they would have been in the thick of it because they peed away 3 or 4 other games at the end of games as well, including the game against the Lions. They've been mismanaged from the get-go. This is a team that's got a lot of talent, and I believed and I picked them to make the playoffs. Obviously, they're not going to, and that completely falls to me on this coaching staff and the general manager as well as the ownership. They had a shot to change course. They had a shot to hire Jim Harbaugh last season. Jim Harbaugh, not with the Chargers. He wanted to go to Chicago. They said, no, we got Eberflus. And here they are.
Yeah, man, as we know, we talked a little bit about yesterday in terms of our prediction for the division winners and playoffs. Chicago was a team that I agreed on you as well. I looked at the talent. You looked at what they brought in with Caleb, their offense, the new weapons, their defense is really coming to their own. But you know what was the problem in the Chicago Bears time, Masway? It was Eberflus. And we called it when he was originally getting that job. I tell you, we all agree didn't look like the guy
deeper than Eberflus, though. I mean, it's deeper than Eberflus. When your organization, your organization is not in sync.
The organization suck around, but just in the way of Eberflus in the games, we've seen the moments this season that Eberflus had. There's no doubt. So it's tough as an organization, as a team, to get any congruency when your coach just doesn't have it. That's a tough spot to be in. But yeah, it's the Bears.
There is a disconnect, though, between Kevin Warren, Ryan Poles, and Doug Eberflus. There feels like it, and obviously Eberflus is out. I did want to ask Maz one question. I asked this to Braylon yesterday. Yeah. All that matters is they win by 1. But how long would it go if the Lions did show up and have a game here where they just dominate from start to finish and they look like those Detroit Lions that you knew all season? Or if they win ugly, does that matter to you? Does that signify anything to you? Braylon and I talked about that yesterday. Just want your take.
I'm going to say
can I ask it a different way?
Sure.
Do the Lions have to win a certain way for you to believe the Super Bowl is still what it was?
Not this week. This week, just win. You're on the road. You're playing a division team, a division rival that had your number just 3 weeks ago. Just win this game. Next week in San Francisco, I want to see you take the next step in good weather against a team that you owe and take that into the final game against the Vikings. That's when I want to see you start to go. This week, just win. Just win the game. And I think they will. I think they'll win by double digits.
I think next week, Maz, I will have, and I hate to use excuses, Ryan. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. There'll be more excuses for him next week. Going out to San Francisco, going 3 time zones over, playing at Levi's Stadium, if you will. And then, oh, by the way, what's really lurking behind door number 2? That's the Minnesota Vikings in the following game. And I know that be in your mind as well. I think that's a tough spot to be in for a team. This one right here, you're fresh off a loss to Buffalo. You understand that that's a really good team, but you should have beat them anyway. You made some mistakes and things of that nature. Fans are worried. People are worried. Like this, what are you guys going to do? You haven't lost 2 in a row. Not only is it about losing, but are you that team that's still dominant? Can you go into Chicago, a team that's flailing, a team that you look what they've done in their last 3 games? If you can't do that fresh off this loss, whenever there's a lot of questions, then there's a little bit of concern for me.
Tom Thayer going to join us, Bears radio analyst, 85 Super Bowl champion, Notre Dame, fighting Irish alum as well. Lots going on for him. We'll bring him in coming up next, but first a message from Planet Fitness.
Time to get a membership because your fitness is essential. You want to be in good shape. 2025 is around the corner, so you want to walk in the right way. Walk in anytime. Fitness is essential, but they got the fitness that fits into your budget, so they're not worried about cracking the bank on you. Just want to get you in. In fact, as of right now, the 12 days of Christmas, they got you down to $1 down to get your workout started with over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations. It's the gym for you, man. So pull up. It's clean, squeaky clean even. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
And after you do that workout, 1800 Tequila, the official tequila of Woodward Sports, Lions watch parties, and post-game show. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every Lions game day live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. So you can do that this Sunday. And celebrate the wins with smooth 1800 Tequila, proud sponsor of your Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila, the best tequila in all of Metro Detroit and the entire world. And please, y'all, drink responsibly.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry! Offer ends December 20th.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 right off the top. Call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242. Visit them online, markwhitesells.com. Again, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
All right, and let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, enjoy a $20 haircut special, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Just scan the QR code and get your coupon ready today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. All right, hey, let's bring him in. Tom Thayer, Bears radio analyst, 85 Super Bowl champion, also alum of Notre Dame University, University of Notre Dame, I should say. Big game tonight. Lots going on for Tom Thayer. He's joined us before. We always appreciate his time. How you doing, Tom?
Hey, Tom.
I'm doing good. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tom, let me ask you, we talk about it, just Bears-specific question right off the jump here. We talk about this a lot. That Hail Mary against Washington seemed to kill the Bears' season. If you had to point to one specific play that changed their season, would that be it? Did everything go south from that point forward?
Maybe moment.
Well, you know, the thing about it, I've been around the Bears. I've been around football my whole life. I've been around the NFL for almost 40 years, and that's the first time as a player or a broadcaster that the game has ever ended in a successful Hail Mary. So I don't care so much about the Hail Mary because it's not an everyday occurrence. I care about the play before the Hail Mary, when they decided to give as many yards that Washington wanted to get themselves in a throwable position to get into the end zone. So, yeah, the Hail Mary worked out for Washington, but the play before them not to contest the throw to the sideline, I'm still puzzled about that.
The Bears have fought, I mean, if you just look at the last 2 weeks notwithstanding, but man, they lose some close games. They seem like they're right there. Did Matt Eberflus, and again, that game here in Detroit on Thanksgiving, and I still don't know what the world he was thinking at the end of the game here on Thanksgiving, and he'll probably be thinking about that for an awful long time. But are they one coach away? Because all of these games, they are right in, again, the last two notwithstanding.
You know, and I think they're fortunate to have Caleb Williams because he's the real wild card in every game that the Bears have come close to finishing at the end. but you talk about a couple blocked field goals. You talk about a field goal made by Minnesota. You talk about the Hail Mary against Washington. They've been in the fight, and they've stayed competitive, and a lot of it has to do with the heroics that Caleb has demonstrated in the second half of each of those games. However, they're on pace to give up almost 70 sacks again, and so is it one coach away? No. It's a few positions away. It's personnel away. But I just don't think that you can lose sight of what the Bears have in Caleb Williams. And to me, from this point on, the end of the season, throughout the offseason, it's going to be everything to provide Caleb more assets. And that, to me, starts probably with the offensive line, because they got Roma Dunze, they got DJ Moore, they got Cole Kmet, they have the running back position solidified. But if you don't provide protection in interior running game, it's going to be hard to get the best out of Caleb that he deserves.
Tom, are the people of Chicago, the fans of Chicago, still behind Caleb Williams? I mean, you see what Bo Nix is doing. You see what I guess Michael Penix is coming in now. Jaden Daniels in Washington leading that team to the playoffs. And then you see Chicago struggling a little bit. Are the fans still behind him?
100%.
Yeah.
You know, Caleb hasn't lost the favor of the fans of the city, of the fans around the country. Everybody's excited that possibly for the first time in the franchise history, the Bears could have a real deal, bona fide franchise quarterback. And, you know, and I think that's the thing that's really exciting about the Bears. And I kind of wince when I say that, because since I've been around here, I was born in Chicagoland area in 1961. So I've been a Bears fan my whole life. I played on the Super Bowl team. And I know what the best is like, but I know what the worst is like. And so that's why I'm saying I think the Bears fans are still behind Caleb. They're disappointed how the Bears haven't supported him so far throughout his rookie season. He's taken a beating, and I just want Caleb to finish this season on his feet, get into the offseason, heal up, let the management and take whatever direction they're going to take, try to bring in better talent through the draft. I don't want to say go out and see if you can sign a bunch of free agents, because they kind of show that hasn't worked. So you better start building in the foundation of the draft and bring Caleb in some offensive linemen he can grow up with.
Hey, Tom, it's Tom Azaway. Thanks so much for always saying yes to us. We appreciate you. And I know you're going to have a fun night tonight watching you fighting Irish. I wanted to go back and ask you about this draft. When they did take Caleb Williams, in a perfect vacuum, you want to look back, and you always want to redo something. Would you, if you're picking, you think you picked the right quarterback?
I do. And I think they were almost convinced throughout his last college season that Caleb is the go-to guy. You heard all the narrative around the football landscape, how everybody was it was consensus that he was the go-to guy. From what I've seen out of Caleb, I've been to every rookie practice, every OTA, every practice. I listened to him at the podium, and I watch what he's been able to do throughout such a difficult season. And he's lived up to the hype. But that's why I'm saying, unless you build an offensive line in front of Caleb, it's going to be hard to see the best out of him. But if they do bring an offensive line that can stick together and start multiple games and multiple years together, then I think Caleb's upside is still he has untapped potential. And I don't deny Jaden Daniels is great and what Bo Nix has been doing in all the rookie quarterbacks, and we don't know what J.J. McCarthy's going to be, even though he's in the division. But I still think in what I see and what I hear on a daily basis out of Caleb, I still think he's the right guy that you would like to build around.
Do you talk to your old buddy Ron Rivera? Because he's got him over in Washington, obviously, and he's your guy from the Bears.
Yeah, I do. I talk to Ron pretty often. We have a good selection of guys that are super supportive to Steve McMichael as he's going through his ALS battle.
Yep, definitely, God bless.
So there's a group of us that are on a chat that we talk often, and we're kind of try to stay in a supportive role for Ming. And Ron is a big part of it. And he and I were teammates. We teamed up together on kickoff return throughout our whole career together. And I wish the Bears would do a little in background investigative work and see where Ron is in his coaching career.
How about this coaching thing that I've been listening to and hearing? Jim Harbaugh, obviously a former Bears quarterback. Obviously, we love him here in Michigan. It was a rumor that he wanted to be the Bears head coach, but they said we're going to stick with Eberflus and continue in that realm. Seeing what he's doing now, and he's just a winner, do you think – I think if he was coaching the Bears, they'd be in the playoffs right now.
Listen, if Jim Harbaugh wanted to come here and be the head coach of the Chicago Bears, I would give him a blank check and tell him sign it what he thinks he deserves year by year. I was teammates with Jim Harbaugh here for quite a while. Yeah. I know what his attitude is. I know what his commitment to football is. And it would have been fun and exciting for the Bears to kind of gravitate around a personality like Jim Harbaugh. And one thing about it, I think Dan Campbell is the most Ditka-like personality in the NFL since Ditka. And I love everything I hear and watch come out of his mouth. Harbaugh is kind of that same cutting-edge type of guy. He's not here to make friends. He's here to develop winning teams. So if Jim was a candidate, and I wish they would have brought him into the building and gave him the interview he deserved.
Hey, it's Braylon was here, man. Always good to have you on the show. Can you do me a favor with your Notre Dame's? Could you please tell Tom Mazaway why Notre Dame will not join anybody's conference? Because every freaking week, Tom Mazaway comes up here, Notre Dame's got to join the conference. It's not fair. They should join. Please tell him why they will never join the conference.
It ain't fair, Tom.
Yeah, I wish I knew the answer, because the new president of the Chicago Bears is Kevin Warren, former commissioner of the Big Ten. And I kind of asked him if he ever thought, because he went to Notre Dame and he was a part of Notre Dame, if the Notre Dame would ever join a conference. And he said he didn't think they would. To me, growing up in the Chicagoland area, I would like to see the competitiveness if they were in the Big Ten and the recruiting battles against, Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio State, and all the rest of the closer proximity schools to this area. But I honestly don't know why they don't want to join a conference, and it's the same question that's been asked since I was at Notre Dame in the early 80s. So I wish I had an answer for you, because I would probably get interviewed from multiple locations in the country if I had an answer to it.
Yeah, you would.
Hey, Tom, is this, just while we're sticking with Notre Dame for a minute, is this about as tough a matchup for Notre Dame in the first? I think Notre Dame can win the national championship this year. They can run the football. They can play defense. They convert on third down. They're built to win the national championship. But that something about Indiana playing in South Bend. This Indiana team is pretty darn good. Do you feel like they have any chance tonight, the Hoosiers?
Yeah, I do. I think they got a lot of moxie from this head coach. He comes out and he speaks confidently, whether he's on a basketball floor or in a pregame speech. And this is one of the greatest turnarounds in college football history. I was kind of hoping that a warm weather team would have to come into South Bend and play on a temperature in about the teens, and I think that would have been an advantage for Notre Dame. But I think Indiana can come in there and they can challenge Notre Dame. We saw what Northern Illinois did to them earlier in the year. But I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm all for them. I'm all in, man. I want to see these guys win a game. But I'm always in the back of my mind going, they're going to have to play Georgia right after they play Indiana. So that still makes me nervous. But because Courtney Cronin is part of our team over at ESPN Radio, and she's an Indiana grad, and she's kind of overconfident in her own right. So I want Notre Dame to win by a lot, just so I can win a bet from Courtney.
Stick it to her, right? Hey, I got a Lions question for you, Tom. One more. Then I want to ask you about the stadium. You've been playing in the NFL since the 80s. Have you ever seen a team get dismantled by injuries like this Lions team? And do you think they still have what it takes to win the Super Bowl?
I do think they have what it takes to win the Super Bowl. They got a lot of offensive firepower. I think it's kind of a next man up mantra that they've showed on defense. Now they got to show it on offense at the running back position, since David Montgomery may not be around until the playoffs. Again, I'm all about the attitude of Dan Campbell. He's a never say die kind of guy. And I've heard that speech given many times by Ditka. You know, he's cried in pregame and he's cried in postgame. And so I think Detroit, man, if they could get a home game, because I've never seen an environment turn around in my football lifetime like it has at Ford Field. And if you go in there for a playoff game, insane. You can basically shut your offensive line off of the opponent because they're not going to hear a signal, a count, a sound, and it can make you dysfunctional. So I still think Detroit is, you know, one of maybe tied for the top team in the NFC. And if I can't pull for the Bears after the season's over, I will pull for Detroit.
That a man, Tommy. Thank you. Hey, last one.
Appreciate you.
Bears looking for a new stadium, Soldier Field. They want to keep it down there, but they're having a fight with Chicago, obviously. They bought out my beautiful Arlington Race Park, and they knocked it down for no reason at all. Now they're not going to Arlington. What are the Bears going to do? Where are they going to play? What does your heart tell you?
Well, if Kevin Warren has anything to do with it, they're going to be in downtown Chicago. And being a lifelong resident around here, if they could build a dome stadium in downtown Chicago and keep life and hustle and bustle into the city from the last Bears game into the first event that usually happens in late April or May, I would be all for it, because I think the city is starving for that type of entertainment center in the wintertime months. And they have, you know, about 20,000 hotel rooms are within a mile walk of that stadium. So I think it could house everything there that you're talking about. But it's got to be realistic. If you're going to build a stadium that doesn't have parking for, you know, the people coming to the stadium, if they don't have the convenience and the support of a stadium that we've seen all around the country, I always thought Arlington would be an unbelievable site to put everything that you could possibly need for an entertainment facility like that, including tailgating, casinos, restaurants, stores, a dome stadium. That was a great template to build upon. But being selfish about the city, if you could build something in the city that to support year-round activity, I would take that as well.
Hey, Tom, last question, I swear. I mean it this time. Yesterday, Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson was asked about Caleb Williams and spoke absolutely glowing about him. Is that a guy, Ben Johnson, that you could see the Bears target to be the head coach and to kind of lead Caleb Williams in this Bears offense into the next decade or so?
You know, if I was a general manager and I could pillage the other teams within my division, I would. And if you could get Ben Johnson away from Detroit and keep him within the division, and you already have a centerpiece player in place like Caleb Williams, I think it would be exciting to see what could happen over in the next 10 years. But to me, and I'm just going to reemphasize the Dan Campbell effect, if Ben can bring here the personality of a Dan Campbell, then I'm all for it. But I need to see that happen, because when you talk about the Dan Campbells and you talk about the Jim Harbaughs and some of the other successful coaches around the NFL, you never know what they're like until they have to command the attention of an entire room that includes offense, defense, and special teams. And I think that's where the great unknown is in Ben going forward.
Tom Thayer, we can't thank you enough. You are awesome to us every time, and we certainly appreciate it. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and enjoy the game on Sunday.
And tonight.
Thanks.
And tonight. And tonight.
Yeah.
And tonight. You got it.
Yep.
You
Thanks,
bet. Tom Thayer, 85 Super Bowl champion. You know, that's the one thing I want to continue on here.
I know where you're going.
I feel like everybody has the X's and O's. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't think I am. Everybody's got the X's and O's. Do you and are you able to command the locker room, Braylon Edwards? How much is it just buying in? Do you see the Chargers locker room last night? Did you see that?
Yeah,
Did you see that?
I have the sound.
The Chargers locker room last night.
It's
the
second to
Lions locker room last night. After wins, after losses, you are glued to these alphas.
Yeah.
These alpha males that are leading your organization, the way the ownership groups, be it the Ford family or the Spanos family, the way they're glued into Jim Harbaugh or glued into Dan Campbell. You can't buy that. There's no amount of X's and O's, Braylon, that can recreate that. So, while I agree with Tom, Ben Johnson would be phenomenal head coach, X's and O's. Does he create, can he cultivate a culture like a Jim Harbaugh, like a Dan Campbell? Because that's how it happens quickly.
Yeah, no, 100%. I played for some different type of coaches, and exactly what you say. The guys that players don't tend to feed into, man, the guys like Eric Mangini or Romeo Crennel. Now, put it to you this way. In terms of X's and O's.
Come on, Braylon.
Hey, come on, Braylon. Come on now, Braylon. But you're talking about one of the brightest defensive minds in NFL history in Romeo Crennel.
Yes.
You saw what he was able to do. I know you love him for your New York Giants. 100%. And Parcells, exactly. As an X's and O's guy, he is going to get it done on the field. He's going to have a defense ready. When he was my head coach, players didn't connect to him. He didn't know how to connect to players. We didn't know if he really had power. We didn't know if this was his team or if it's the owner's team who was never there. When he says something, you can't necessarily bring guys in, and you can see that. Now, when I was playing for Jim Harbaugh, I'll use Rex Ryan. When I was playing for Rex Ryan.
Same type of thing.
Same thing, both of those guys. Jim Harbaugh, Rex Ryan. When I was playing for 49ers, I was playing for the Jets. They brought guys in. We believed in what they were saying. We hung on those words. You can see those things working. Because at the end of the day, even if you're the greatest coach ever, you still have to see something work. But you see the wins. You see the practice. You see the film. And then those guys, they bear it all. You believe that this guy is just as much invested in you as you are to him, talking about the coach. So those guys, they just know how to win. They know how to bring you in. They know how to lead. And I think that's what he said. They know how to be a leader of men. And that's kind of what you were talking about in terms of AG a minute ago. AG breathes this. He oozes this.
And I understand that, again, so many people want to go to the offensive guy. People want to go to the offensive guy. But nobody had better command of this team than Aaron Glenn a moment ago when we showed you what he had to say. But he's a defensive guy, not as sexy as the offensive guy in Ben Johnson. And I'm just putting it out there that culture matters. It almost matters more than the X's and O's, because if your X's and O's, if you're not getting through to your players, if your players are not buying into what you're doing at training table, at mealtime, at strength, at recovery, at whatever, they're certainly not going to listen to you on the field. You've got to listen to every aspect of the guy. I want to play Jim Harbaugh for you from last night. Harbaugh and the Chargers get blown out 41-10 or 41-17 a week ago. And did you not think they were going to bounce back against the Denver Broncos at home in the league game?
They were down 2 touchdowns.
I understand that. And what happened? They got it together real quickly. Here's Jim Harbaugh in the locker room. And just watch the players react to him.
How about the Chargers? Those are things. Those are things on the wall. Those were... This is nobody to bring up. Hey, just for everybody. We'll sing it all. We'll sing it to ourselves. Each and every man in here. Every guy that stepped up the opportunity squad. I'm so glad the rest of the opportunity squad is here, baby. Love you. The Spanos family. Love you. Proud like we've never sung it before, so it echoes out into the stadium. 1, 2, you know what to do. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. With no one can deny. You know. Hold it down. We will see you Monday. Man, oh man, who could possibly have it better than us?
That proves if you have money, all you got to do is be right once. Spanos family, terrible organization.
Awful.
Don't know how to use money. They waste money. They pick the wrong people. They're not dialed in. They got right with this. That's all you got to do. But just watching
and
this.
McCaskey's did it. The Bears did it.
100%. Remember the jokes from the players about Jim Harbaugh when he first got there, so during OTAs? Say, man, this guy's kind of quirky, ain't he? Man, this guy's kind of goofy. This stuff is a look. Remember that? The jokes and all that, and who's got it better than us, and this, that, and the third? I've seen it before. When I was with the 2011 49ers, it was the first time it was his first year with the 49ers. Same thing was implemented. Same thing. During training camp, guys like, man, this dude's over the top, man. This is crazy. You know, who's got it better than us? Then you win the game. And then you demolish the team. Then you win another game. And then another game.
Then Jimmy Handshake was born.
And then, in the midst of all these wins, and then the guy that's super disciplined, super tough, you know what? My guys need a day off. I'll see you guys Monday. Now I'm buying in. For he's a jolly good fellow. Same guys that said that stuff was goofy. The same guys, I don't know about this guy, are the loudest guys in that locker room. I've seen it with the 49ers. Patrick Willis went from not saying anything to when Jim said, who's got it better than us? Nobody said it louder than number 52.
And then, just the same with the Spanos family, right? I mean, losers forever. And then all of a sudden you hire Jim Harbaugh.
Just tons of dumb decisions.
You do get credit for that, too, because I think the only reason you hire a guy like Jim Harbaugh is because you have understood that you need to let go of your ego. Your way is the wrong way. You can't do it anymore. It's just like Jerry Jones, right?
Yep.
Jerry Jones would never hire Jim Harbaugh.
No.
Because he cannot get
Or
out of his
Belichick.
own way. You can't hire Belichick. You can't hire Jim Harbaugh. You would never be able to get out of your own way and let your ego move to the side.
Yeah.
So kudos to I think
That's
you get
crazy.
credit
You're
as the
right.
Spanos family.
I agree.
Not every owner would do that.
No, I agree. I'm just saying all you got to do is be
100%.
right once. I agree with you.
That's right. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, expected to be joined by Sean McDonough. He's got the call tonight on ABC. Notre Dame and Indiana college football playoff kicks off in South Bend, a snowy South Bend. They are rare-and ready to go down there. So we'll get to him next. But first, a message from KDK Law. They've got your back. Dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, other family law issues. Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. 10-plus years of experience, 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code on your screen or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law, they've got your back.
So does Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. He joins us right here on Woodward Sports every Tuesday on Big D Energy. Joins us on Thursdays. Plus, we call him whenever there's an injury and we have a question for him. He has got the way to keep you on the field and performing at your best. Trust the guy at DMAC and Braylon Trust. Heck, we all trust him. It's Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine.com, 248-426-9944.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 days of fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry, offer ends December 20th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
One day they won't be here, and then it will be too late. So don't let that happen. The signature wings are finally here at Soroki's for a limited time only. Got to get the lemon pepper ones. I tell you that all the time. They're not going to be here for long. I told you that about the Nashville Hot. Then the Nashville Hot was no more. Don't want that to happen with the wings. It's still football season. It's still that time, man. Pull up on Soroki's, crispy chicken and pizza. And don't forget about those honey biscuits as well. We're the real fans' favorite.
On the way home yesterday, I stopped at Soroki's and I had to get a slice.
Ooh,
I did. It was
good?
It was so good.
Nice little treat
Yeah,
there,
I had to eat before dinner.
It must have been a diet dinner. Diet dinner. Where do we have it tonight?
I had to eat before. Oh, this is so good, honey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, are you overdue for a new car? Beat the holiday rush and get an amazing deal from Les Stanford Chevrolet. Right now, a Blazer EV 2LT with all-wheel drive, only $149 a month. Where else can you get a car for $149 a month? My goodness. Or you can get an Equinox EV LT for only $169 a month. Go to Les Stanford today. They've got a massive inventory. Scan the QR code on your screen right now. Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, Corvette. They've got it all. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com. Together, let's drive. And let's drive on into the college football playoff.
Wow.
And bring in
history.
Our good friend Sean McDonough, the legend, who will have the
is.
call
Yeah, Sean.
tonight. Also, the voice of the NHL on ABC and ESPN. And I'll tell you, he'll never be in Detroit because the Red Wings suck.
We won 2 in a row.
Oh, my God. That's how we start this show. Jesus.
Sean, how are you, my friend?
Well, the Red Wings need to get better. I tell you who else needs to get better. The Boston Bruins, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the New York Rangers, because we have a lot of them scheduled on our ABC Saturday NHL games starting in the new year. So let's pick it up, Wings.
Let's go. Let's go.
It sounds like what the NFL did with the Jets, Sean. They sold their soul for the Jets.
Yeah,
It didn't work.
sometimes these programming people, you got to make a bet. I think I know this isn't what you guys had me on to talk about because there is something else going on here tonight. But you kind of bet on who you think is going to be good, but you also schedule markets, right? Detroit's a great hockey town. Boston obviously is. Pittsburgh rates really well. So you do that, and then you hope that the teams are good. So Boston's coming around a little bit. The Penguins are coming around a little bit. Hopefully the Red Wings will get it going.
Amen to that. Your lips to God's ears, or your lips to Steve Eisman's ears. One of the ways.
I think Stevie Y here
right,
first.
absolutely. Hey, the college football playoff, 12-team playoff kicks off tonight in Notre Dame, home stadiums. In fact, I saw this stat, and I couldn't believe it, but it appears to be true. This will be the first Notre Dame home game not broadcast on NBC since 1989. Wow. Incredible.
Close.
Last week.
1990 was the last game that somebody other than NBC televised here at Notre Dame Stadium. I am way over-prepared for this game right now, so I know this off the top of my head. It was November 17th of 1990. The late, great Ron Franklin was the play-by-play guy. Gary Danielson, who actually moved on, obviously, to CBS, had a long run there. And Neil Lomax were the announcing crew. Wow. It was a great game. It was Penn State, number 18 in the country, at Notre Dame, ranked number 1 in the country. It was 21-7 Notre Dame. Penn State rallied. And we're going to see this tonight. This is a little preview of our telecast. It'll probably get in. Penn State tied it on a touchdown pass about 7 minutes to go to the tight end, Al Golden. Do you know who Al Golden is?
Yeah, he coached West Virginia and Miami, didn't he, coach?
He's the defensive coordinator of Notre Dame.
Get out of
Here tonight. He caught the tying touchdown pass for Penn State. They kicked a field goal with 4 seconds to go. And that was the last non-NBC home game for Notre Dame. Now, the first game of the NBC contract was September of 1991. Do you know who Notre Dame played?
1980.
Indiana?
Indiana. That's the last time that these two teams played.
Wow.
And it was the first NBC game. They're 200 miles apart in the same state.
Jeez.
But it was the last time that they played each other. Some pretty good players in that game. Jerome Bettis was a pretty good player.
Shout out to Detroit.
Pretty good.
Indiana. Notre Dame won. So, little history there to get you started.
That's awesome.
Bus is my uncle, so shout out to Big Rome. Sean, real quick, you mentioned Penn State. Penn State, this is the first time kind of the nation may get a chance to see the whiteout, and they make it a noon game. What are your thoughts on that, if any?
On the whiteout tomorrow?
Not being a whiteout in terms of a night game.
I don't know. They've had a problem with that all year. I think they get, and I've heard this through the grapevine, because we don't have the Big Ten anymore. This is the second year we haven't had it, and I really miss it. But, from what I understand, the Penn State folks are upset that they had some noon games, because of the Fox schedule, and they didn't have their whiteout at night. So I don't know, Braylon. I am immersed in this. I'm immersed in the Fighting Irish, and I'm immersed in the Indiana Hoosiers. And I do think, though, that SMU is going to give Penn State a great game tomorrow. As a matter of fact, it would not surprise me if SMU won.
All right, let's not waste any more time. Indiana and Notre Dame. That Notre Dame rushing attack has been major, and one of the major keys to it is the quarterback, Riley Leonard, may be more dangerous on the ground than he is through the air. Looking at Indiana and defense, what do you think they can do to slow this running game down of Notre Dame? Because it's number 10 in the country, but I think it's number 1 in terms of what they do.
Yeah, it's they're a run-heavy team. And I think the answer to that for Indiana is just keep doing what they've been doing, because they're the number 1 rush defense team in the country. They're giving up under 71 yards per game on the ground. And they do it with a lot of good players, obviously, but they also do it with a unique style. They move people around a lot. They talk about disguising their fronts. Most of the time when you do a football game, as you guys know, you hear about teams disguising coverage. But they really try to disguise what they're doing up front. So I think that's the biggest part of this game. You really hit on it, is Notre Dame loves to run the ball. They're very run heavy. They have more yards per game rushing than they do passing, and that involves the quarterback, Riley Leonard. And Indiana's great at stopping the run. So I think if Indiana can stop the run, they're going to win. If Notre Dame can run the ball on them, they're going to win.
And so many people, Sean, will look at the score that Indiana, when Indiana played against Ohio State, so many people look at the score, and that game turned on 2 plays on special teams. I maintain that, and they should have been in the game. Yep.
Right. I just watched it. It was 7-7 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. They snapped the ball to the Indiana punter. Hit him right here, and it drops it. And Ohio State got the ball on the 7-yard line and scored. And then they gave up a 78 or 9-yard touchdown on a punt return in the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. So it went from 7-7 to 21-7 on 2 punt plays.
I'm going to use a Dan Campbell reference here, but I feel like that head coach at Indiana has that same culture effect. He's a culture guy and has brought that winning attitude to Indiana for as much. Braylon and I talk about this a lot. I think Notre Dame can go on and win the national championship, but if they get tripped up by Indiana, I would not be shocked either.
No, I wouldn't either. I think it's a pretty even game. I think that's going to be one of the most fun things about this playoff, maybe the most fun. It's wide open. It's not like recent years where you thought, well, Georgia clearly is the best team. And before that, for a long time, Alabama's clearly the best team. There's no clearly best team in this. And I think any one of the 12 is good enough to win a game or more. There's a lot of parity. I think the transfer portals brought that. That's what they brought to Indiana. It's 30 transfers, 13 of them from James Madison, having played for Cignetti and this staff, which is a huge reason why they've been successful. So, I think Notre Dame's good enough to win the whole thing. I also think they could easily get knocked off here tonight.
Sean, what's your take on the first ever playoff, 12 teams? Do you think they got it right? Do you think it should be 6 teams?
I do.
Braylon thinks it should be 6 teams.
It's all you need.
6?
I was never a fan of 6, to be honest. I'm old school, Sean. I'm going BCS days. I don't think there's more than 4 teams that could win a national championship each year, with the exception of this year. This year, you're absolutely right. It's mayhem. It's wide open. But usually, there's 4 teams. So you add 8 more teams to give teams
my
that.
My argument to that would be last year, there was all this angst about Florida State, undefeated, and they didn't get in the 4-team playoff because their quarterback got hurt, and the committee said, well, your quarterback's hurt, so you're not as good. We're not going to put you in there. They would have been number 5. So this would have been perfect last year. So then they would have been in, and they could have settled the argument one way.
I'm old school. My bad.
Unfortunately, they decided to not even show up for the bowl game, basically, and they quit. Which I don't
that's
think
real.
the program's ever recovered. I think it's carried into this year too. But I like the 12. I love this thing tonight, and we're going to have 3 more games tomorrow. A home game. The 4 games on a college campus. Especially, we're just lucked out this first year, but I'm so excited. I've done 1 trillion games in my life in all these different sports, but to have the chance to do the first college football playoff game ever on a college campus and have it be at Notre Dame. I mean, I'm a 500-yard walk from the stadium right now. And just the history and tradition here, it's unbelievable. They've never played a game on a Friday in Notre Dame Stadium. But, and then tomorrow, I mean, the venues are Ohio State, Penn State, Texas. That worked out pretty well for the home games. I like the form. I think 12's enough. I'd like the conference champions get an automatic bid so we don't have to deal with, they don't take
the eye
test.
The
Big Ten and SEC seem like they would have been very happy to just have their own tournament and forget everybody else. And if they think the rest of the country cares about that, they're wrong. So, I think it's great that all these other conference champions are included, and they should be. And I think some of these conference champions or teams like SMU that maybe aren't as highly regarded by the Big Ten and the SEC are going to find out these teams are pretty good.
I think you're the luckiest broadcaster around because I think you got the best venue. I wanted to go to this game, and I tried looking at it 3 weeks ago. I'm like, wow, if they beat USC, they're going to get a home game. I call my cousins in Chicago. They're telling me it's impossible to get a ticket. I call my friend. His son plays for Notre Dame. He's like, they locked this in 2 weeks ago, Mads. I can't get you in. You're looking at $2,000 to get in a college football game at Notre Dame. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. Where it's going to be cold. We had some snow last night and this morning. Yesterday I walked around this beautiful campus and it was just grass. But now it's snow covered, and actually the sun, as I look out the window, is trying to come out right now. But it's going to be in the 20s. It's going to be what football should be at this time of the year. So I'm super fired up. I don't remember probably the last time I was this excited to do a game, and I'm always excited. But is probably Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final last June when we had Edmonton in Florida.
Awesome.
Historic.
Love
Game
it.
7.
I still have that. I still have that game on my DVR. Just to let you know,
You're a
I
sicko.
went back and I watched the last
You are
period
a
a few
sicko.
times. You know I am. Come on, man. If my favorite broadcasters
I'm
do
glad
it,
you said it.
I'm keeping
I'm
it.
glad someone else said it, though.
I'm keeping
A
it.
ticket for $1,800.
Hey,
My
if you're
brother called. He lives in Louisville, which is about a 4-hour drive from here. He's like, I'd love to come up for the game, and we don't get access to tickets, or at least not very often. And I went online and looked, and at that time it was like $1,200 a ticket. So, it's a very tough ticket.
So if you're looking at the football playoff bracket right now, Sean McDonough, before the first game's even played, what is your final and who wins?
Well, I said before, and here's the bracket. Thank you. You're helping me. This is a big time show here with all of you.
That's right.
Appreciate you,
I
sir.
know that I've been on here a million times, but I'm always impressed by the
Thanks,
slick
man.
production. I thought when the year started, Georgia had the best team, especially when we did the game in the opening game when they killed Clemson in Atlanta. And Clemson turned out to be a pretty good team. But there's just something that's a little off about them, it seems to me. They easily could have lost that game to Georgia Tech that everybody watched on Thanksgiving weekend. Their quarterback, Carson Beck, he was my Heisman Trophy favorite pick entering the season. He wasn't even in the conversation by mid-year. So, in the back of my mind, I still think it's them, maybe because I just can't move on. I think this Notre Dame team, as I said, it would surprise me if some of these 12 won, but I think you could make a case for almost all of them. I really like this Notre Dame team. Now, they'll probably go out and lose tonight by 20.
They won't. I don't think they lose.
And by the way, if you are somebody who wagers on a game, I am the worst.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you're any worse than me, Sean.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're
We're
any
all
worse
pretty
than
bad,
me.
Sean. We're all pretty
No,
bad.
I'm the worst. I hate it when friends ask me because I know some of them are pondering a wager. And I don't know.
No,
I'm retired.
we're not.
We're all retired, I think.
We're all on the back nine retired, Sean. Trust me.
Yeah.
We know nothing.
I'm the worst. I'm just the worst.
You know, when Vegas tells you it's a 2-point game and it ends in a 2-point game, you know it's all over.
Oh, my God.
Sometimes I do a game and I really there have been a few times I just know. Like, okay, this guy's hurt and they're not telling anybody. And sometimes you just talk to the coaches and they know they're in trouble. Or the other coach's staff knows, we got this. But most of the time I'm not very good at the prognostication.
All right, I got one last NFL question for you. Then you can be off and go to Notre Dame Stadium and say hi to Touchdown Jesus for us. Our Detroit Lions.
Yesterday. I took a picture with Touchdown
Of course.
Jesus.
Who don't? Who doesn't?
Me.
I went to Mass at the Basilica, which I don't know if you've ever come to Notre Dame, you need to go to Mass at the Basilica.
Amen.
It's awesome.
Spectacular. And I went down to the grotto and lit some candles. I should have lit some candles for you guys.
I love it. I would take it. I need all the help I can get, Sean.
Appreciate it.
Next time, Sean.
It's just beautiful.
gave mine to you.
All these candles are lit up and the golden dome's up there. And it's just, I love this place. I wanted to go to school here, and they had the good fortune not to accept me.
Well, you're all orange, Sean. You're all orange.
I am orange,
We know
and
that.
it's God's plan. I always say
Yeah.
God has a plan for our lives, and I wanted to go here. Notre Dame had a plan for my life. It did not involve me going to Notre Dame.
100%.
So God's plan was I go to Syracuse, and it worked out pretty well.
When the
Pretty
kiss is
damn
in the
well.
house.
Hey, are you
Best
still
place.
picking our Lions to win the Super Bowl?
I'm a little worried about these injuries. Yeah. And I love Coach Campbell. You were talking about culture, about Kurt Signetti. I remember when they hired Dan, I called our pal Chris Spielman. I'm like, you hired this coach who's talking about chewing on people's kneecaps. So what are we doing here, right? And he said, you wait and see. The Lions have never had a culture, and we need a culture, and this guy's going to build a culture. And that's exactly what he did. I just wish some of the wacky game management things, I think part of what makes the guy, interesting, it kind of gets in his own way sometimes. I know the analytics and they're going forward and take the chances and the whole thing, but there are times I was like, please don't do that. So, I'm still going to pick them. I just wish they didn't have as many injuries as they do. They seem to have more impactful injuries than other teams do.
We're going to be fine.
The balancing act between playing with a sense of urgency and playing reckless, I think, is
You said it much better.
Yeah, no doubt.
That is exactly.
There's
I mean, I love the guy. It's Chris is the best judge of people.
Yep.
I know, and he's a guy, and obviously he's done a tremendous job. I just wish every now and then, maybe not quite so risky.
The great Sean McDonough we will be watching
Always a
tonight.
pleasure.
I saw
Can't wait.
Mike Golick Jr. posted a video this morning on X of cars lining up at 7 a.m. to try to get in for tailgating.
Did you see the snowman inside the stadium?
Well, you know what?
It's
It's a
great.
Friday, right? So they had to deal with a lot of stuff here. I mean, Notre Dame, people are coming to work. They park in the parking lots. From what I was told yesterday, finals are supposed to end today. They moved that up till yesterday so that people don't have to be on campus for that. They're keeping the dorms open a couple extra days than they would have. So, there's a lot going on here. Luckily, I have a 500-yard walk over to this.
Are you in the dorms right now?
No, this is a hotel.
Oh,
This is a hotel.
You said 500 yards. I'm doing the math in my head.
There's a hotel. This is a new little development here in the last 10 years or so with a lot of shops and I don't know what they call it, Eddie Commons or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's I can walk over there.
I love
It's awesome.
I love it.
We'll be
Enjoy
watching
it, man.
tonight,
Yeah,
Sean.
we
We'll be
Enjoy
watching
it.
tonight, making
Well, you
history. Yeah, absolutely.
We
No
will.
doubt.
I came out here to promote this game knowing that at least my three pals will be watching this.
You
there,
know, it's
man.
locked
Indiana
in.
this
We
week.
are
Go
there.
Hoosiers. Go
Locked in.
Hoosiers.
Hell, I'm having people over to watch it. So you got
look at
more
you.
than three. Look at that.
Amen.
Let's go.
Hope you have ratings meter.
I'm recording it, Sean.
Looks like he's put his eyes back on.
You know what? During halftime, you can go back and watch the Stanley Cup Final Game 7.
There you go.
There you go.
Thanks, Sean. Enjoy the game tonight, my friend.
Always
We appreciate you. The great
still
Sean
got the
McDonough.
2000 Devils
God,
on my DVR.
Nobody's better than that guy. Nobody's better
He's
than that guy.
always prepared. Don't come with any dumb
absolutely.
questions. Don't come with any dumb questions.
Nobody's better than that guy.
He's
Sean
at 500
McDonough.
yards. I
man.
thought he was on campus.
He is the best.
That was
He
the
is the
dorm room.
best. And Maz, in order to watch the game tonight, he's going to go watch Game 7 of the finals last night at 5:30 in preparation for the 8 o'clock kick.
He put the plan in there already. The plan's done.
Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll go around the NFL. Also, we're going to go back to South Bend because Rocco Spindler's dad, the great Lion, former Lion, Marc Spindler, will join us.
Just for
coming
fun.
up in just a
Out in
little
the
bit.
parking lot.
Oh, I mean, this is live coverage
Live.
of the
Live.
Tate situation.
Get the bleepsters
but
ready,
first,
baby.
a message from us here at WSN.
That's right, everybody. Every Lions game day, and coming up this Sunday for Lions game day, starting 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Woodward Sports. You can catch Woodward and Maine with the great Matt Broder and the even greater Terry Reginald Foster. Again, for Woodward and Maine, 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Woodward Sports. Every Lions game day, and Woodward and Maine is coming up this Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. And then following Woodward and Maine this Sunday from 10 to noon, it's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame show with the great Sean Belegian and the even greater Neil Rule, as those two gentlemen will help you break down the upcoming game against the Bears this Sunday, 10 to noon right here on Woodward Sports, live in studio because it's a road game, brought to you by New Holland Brewing Company, Tangerine Space Machine, 1800 Tequila, and also Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. And the show is also brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters. And you can fuel your Lions fandom and with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Head to SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com right now. Choose your favorite roast. Use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awaken and wine, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. We'll be right back.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry! Offer ends December 20th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
I love Woodward Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Oh, yeah, everybody. The weekend's coming. College football playoffs are coming up as well. The NFL schedule is in full swing, coming towards the end of the season. So you better scan that QR code above my head and open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. When you open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account by scanning that QR code, you'll use that Woodward 1000 code word. And when you deposit at least $20 or more and make a bet of $20 or more on that brand new Caesars Sportsbook app, if that first bet happens to lose, you'll get that first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan the QR code above my head and open up your brand new Caesar Sportsbook account. But when you start winning, then you should take your winnings to shop.woodwardsports.com. Get all the latest Detroit sports merch around, guaranteed to turn heads around town. You got your Lions, your Tigers, your Pistons, your Red Wings gear, all available at shop.woodwardsports.com. It's the holidays. Time's running out. Get those last minute gifts right now.
Hey, guys, just quickly before we go around the NFL, can I just tell you that Michigan State's men's basketball program posted that they have a 3.45 highest GPA in program history. Congratulations
that was
to them.
Nice.
That is awesome. Congratulations to them. Tom Izzo,
Yeah,
absolutely.
3.5.
That is fantastic.
What are they doing on that basketball court?
I don't know about that, but hey, man.
Hey,
You
man,
talk to them in March.
It's 2024.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody sending their kids for school anymore. What can you do on the hardwood?
And little tongue in cheek there, Braylon Edwards. We absolutely we are all messing.
I love Tom
3, 4, 5. That is awesome, man.
yeah.
Great fall semester for them. I just saw that. I think it's cool
You know I
because
love
nobody.
Tom Izzo.
I know,
Yeah.
and I know you're joking, but I think it's cool because nobody does. Because of that, nobody cares about school anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about these kids in their school.
No.
Good for them.
They're all businessmen.
Good for them that they do care about school. I love that.
That's real.
Good job. Just
tip
wanted
my
to say
hat
that.
to Izzo.
Yeah, absolutely.
He told his kids, if you guys don't get 3.45 average, they're going to fire me.
There you go.
Just messing with you.
Tom Masway, here we go.
Hey, last night's game, I had, I have my every week. I pick all the games. I'm in a pool, obviously, so I try to get the best record possible. And I love getting out to a quick start. So I had the Chargers laying 3.5, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to start 0-1 again. Then they ran off 21 straight points, and I'll tell you, I was very surprised, but I'm very impressed with Bo Nix and Justin Herbert. Both of them had very good nights. You could see Bo Nix gets it, even with that lateral. Did you see the lateral?
Yep.
The lateral he threw. I thought it was behind the line, but when the TV showed it, it was above. And then Justin Herbert getting sacked on the run, throws a dime for a touchdown, and then the 2-point conversion. They get that. And then they get that field goal at the end of the half. Now, I missed the plays coming up to that.
Here's what happened.
Where they had a free kick.
Here's what
Explain
happened.
to me what happened.
Okay.
Who had the ball, please?
So this is what happened. The Broncos were punting.
Okay.
End of the half.
Got it.
Clock runs out. The Chargers player calls for fair catch.
Got it.
Gets interfered with. Flag, 15-yard penalty, untimed down. You can run a play.
Yes.
Or free kick. They elected to go free kick, and apparently
74 yards.
An apparent
58 yards
57-yarder after the 15 yards
Yeah.
were assessed. Apparently, it was the special teams coach for the Chargers that alerted
Reminded.
Harbaugh to the rule, and that is incredible that you would know a minuscule rule like that hasn't been done in 48 years. So it was a fair catch. Player was interfered with.
Yeah.
Penalty, 15 yards, and either one untimed down or a free kick.
And
They
did you
elected
hear
the
the
free
last
kick.
time it happened? It was to the Chargers again.
I did not
And it
hear
was
that
Ray
part.
Wersching who was the kicker at that point, and then later on he went on to be the 49ers, and he wound up kicking the one of the game-winning field goals in Super Bowl 16 at Pontiac.
It's great.
People that win in terms of coaches, the coaches that win championships, the coaches that figure it out, they hire people around them that also know what the hell they're doing at all those positions. It wasn't Jim that knew it. It was the special teams coach, like you said. They came up to him. So you just got to hire the right people, and Jim Harbaugh definitely does. That felt like a playoff game last night, man.
It was good.
Like I legitimately was watching at first.
I enjoyed it.
I said, Broncos got a couple guys. And then I blinked, and it was 2 minutes left in the fourth. I said, damn, I've been watching this whole game. But, Bo Nix played really well, but it was just one of those things where it's still a young guy, playoff atmosphere. Broncos not able to pull it off.
Well, rookie quarterbacks on Thursday nights are now 9-30 or something like that, like 9-26 or something like that. Bo Nix is as close. Think about Sean Payton, Drew Brees. Does Bo Nix remind you a little Drew Brees?
I don't know about that, but he looks good.
I mean, to me, that kid. I'm telling you, I had no hope for Bo Nix in the NFL. That kid is really good.
Sean Payton see that us dummies don't see.
Well,
I think we're so caught into looking for quarterbacks, and this is kind of what we talked about. Well, I'll talk about this leading into the season. The coaches now, the offensive coordinators, they're either looking for a guy that's going to be one of the elite, one of the 4-5 guys that we mentioned on consistent, regular basis that can make things happen themselves. Everybody else is really just a guy. So you're looking for your guy that fits your system. And Bo Nix is a guy, whether it's getting the ball out fast, with a guy that has a little bit of athletic ability to him. He's cerebral in the game. He's a Sean Payton type guy. Whether he's Drew Brees or not, no. But he operates like Drew Brees, and that's what Sean Payton sees in him. When you're not getting a Patrick Mahomes, a Josh Allen, a insert quarterback here, okay, who fits my system? Who fits the way that I like to call offensive plays? So I think that's what you do. You go after that guy.
34-27 the final last night. And the reason that this game was important, because if Denver won, it would have eliminated the Bengals. Guess what? The Bengals can win out, and at 8-8 or 8-9, whatever the heck,
they'd be 9-8.
9-8, they make the playoffs. They control their own destiny because they play the Denver Broncos before the season's over.
That's incredible.
So Joe Burrow and that offense can get into the playoffs.
No shot.
You don't think they get in the playoffs?
Not beating Denver. Not what I've seen. This Denver team has looked pretty good. Each week they're finding ways. Like Bo Nix, like you said, he looked really good. What do the Bengals struggle with? It's that defense.
I'm going to give you one more before we go to the spin dog.
Yep.
Did you guys see Brock Purdy, what he did? Now, he's obviously got a deal with Toyota. So it's like Oprah. When Oprah gives cars away, they're going to help him out. Well, Brock Purdy gifted his offensive linemen each brand new Toyota trucks. And we're going to play the video. These are worth almost $700,000. He only made $900,000.
He ain't paying a dollar for him, but still a nice gesture.
I'm just telling you. Here you go.
Boys, I want to say Merry Christmas. Got some gifts for you guys. Sorry for the wait, but if you guys want to follow me outside, let's go. Let's go. Toyota, baby. All right, so we got 5 Sequoias, 5 Tundras. You guys can check them out, but these are yours. So, Merry Christmas.
It is tough.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for all y'all do. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for all you do. Merry Christmas, bro. Nah, dude. Wanted to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir.
Happy holiday.
Y'all see it. Brock Purdy came through. Y'all see it, Toyota.
I gotta see the inside.
Dude, it's nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Insane.
Dude, this smells so good. Brand new.
I get it.
Those are loaded, too.
I get it that it's free and all, but that's still too much for this offensive line. They were horrific this year. They almost got this man decapitated the whole season. So, too much for that offensive line.
Yeah, but how about the year prior and the year prior?
That was Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
He did help.
Hey, let's continue our coverage of the historic playoff game tonight. Indiana at Notre Dame. Tom Mazaway, would you like to do the introductions?
I do. Hey, bringing up a good friend of mine, a great friend of the city of Detroit's, 1990 third-round pick of your Detroit Lions at a Pitt where he was an all-everything. It's the Spin Dog, Marc Spindler, back with us live from South Bend.
Spindo.
What's up, Spin Dog?
Let's go, man! Let's go!
Let's go, dog. You're on with Ryan, Braylon, Pete, and myself.
What's going on, Mark?
I got to tell you this. Hey, Braylon, before we get started here, how come someone couldn't take care of me like Purdy took care of all those people? What am I missing, man? Come on now.
I'm trying to tell you, and that's just like I look at these wide receiver contracts. I don't remember wide receivers making $30 million when I played, man. Gee, we got the short end of the stick, Spindo.
Hey, but I got to tell you, Braylon, there's something that me and you both know that everyone else don't know. These NIL deals, they ain't shit compared to what me and you got down under.
Hey, come on now, Mark. Don't tell everybody, Mark. Don't tell everybody. No, 100%. Always good. And congrats, man. Congrats.
I knew it.
Congrats on Rocco, by the way, Mark.
I appreciate it. There's a reason why I went to Pitt, Maz. You know that.
Amen. Amen, Mark. How about your Iowa trip?
Hey, my wife is listening.
Sorry, Ro. Hey, Ryan, he's one of your favorites, Mark. I'm going to let Ryan Ermanni say, this guy can't talk better about a guy than Ryan Ermanni.
Well, that means a lot because you're my guy, Spin Dog.
Hey, Ryan, I look forward every single morning with my cup of coffee watching you, letting the girls know what's up, or trying to let them know what's up anyway.
My guy, thanks so much, Mark. Hey, just set the scene for me there. This is historic, the first ever college football playoff game at a home stadium, and you can get a sense the party's already started.
Bro, I want you to think about this. Are you ready? I want you to interject. I'm John Furcenda. We're live here at Notre Dame Stadium, where number 10, Indiana, faces number 7, Notre Dame, on these hallowed grounds. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me?
That's
it's absolutely incredible. Hey, listen, Friday Night Lights at its best. The only show in town. Are you kidding me? Let's freaking go.
Hey, Mark, I want to Notre Dame to me, look, if I had to pick one team, and I'm not just saying this because you're on, if I had to pick one team right now that will win the national championship, I would say it's Notre Dame. They can run the football, they convert on third down, they can play defense, but I would not at the same time be surprised if Indiana beat them tonight. I think this is a tough game.
I agree with you 110%. And what you're saying is, when you look at the dynamic of everyone that's in the playoffs right now, even the 4 that have the bye week this week, anybody can win this thing. You look at certain individuals, certain teams that actually everybody can beat anybody at any given time. I understand this. I believe this, and what you're saying is 100% true. But on this night, on this day, and these elements, Notre Dame's going to come out with a win.
Hey, Spindo, I actually agree with him, Ryan Ermanni, 100%. I think Notre Dame can take it all. One reason why that he didn't leave, that he left out, it's Marcus Freeman. Right now we're struggling to have good coaches in college football, coaches that can be consistent, that you trust. Marcus Freeman is really putting his blueprint down at Notre Dame. I believe I trust him as a player's dude. Tell me about Marcus Freeman and how he's kind of coming to his own in South Bend.
Marcus Freeman, I think early on was trying to figure out his identity. No doubt a player's coach, but now he's a coach of all coaches.
Okay.
He has the trust of his players. That's what you need to have. You understand that, Braylon?
Yeah.
He's got the trust of the fan base. And guess what? If you look at his record, he just wins. So I agree with you. But that being said, there's no doubt this is going to be a very difficult game. I talked to my son, as Maz knows, at length. I try not to tell him what he needs to do. I more or less listen. And he told me, he said, Dad, this is one of the best defenses that we're going to play all year, possibly with the exception of Georgia. So I'm looking for a really competitive game tonight. But in the end, I think Notre Dame just has too much horsepower, and they pull out a win here at Notre Dame Stadium.
Hey, Mark, I wanted to talk to you about Rocco, your son, number 50, offensive lineman from Clarkston. He was a Mr. Everything. Are you happy that he went to Notre Dame?
Maz, there's a lot of mixed emotions. Right now, I'm extremely happy that he went to Notre Dame. There's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of ins and outs, and a lot of highs and lows. But when it's all said and done, right now, he's going to play and start at right guard and put himself in a position to expose himself from every single individual that loves football, not whatever it is. So it's hard to say that I'm not excited where he's at today. So I'm very excited.
There it is.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, look who's here. Look who's here.
Hey.
Look who's here.
Oh!
That's
What up, man? Looking good, Ro. Looking good. Hey,
They're
Mark.
looking for the keys to the car. Yes, sir.
Hey, Mark, I got an old friend of yours here. We used to work together back on the old days, the old SNL crew. We got Pete Spivak
What's
in the
up,
house
Spin Dog?
as well.
Mr. Pete, how we doing, brother?
How you doing, Spin Dog? I love you, brother. Good to see you, my friend. I sent you a message on Facebook, by the way, if you get a chance to check it, because I was going to ask you, my man, can we do an on-the-fly Spindler's list? Can you give me 3 points for today's game for tonight, Notre Dame and Indiana, my man?
Spindler's list.
Look at
Spindler's
this.
list.
No doubt about it. It might be generic and it might be basic, but it's very true. Notre Dame needs to control the tempo. They need to be able to really run the football and eat the clock. Their defense has to come up with great plays. And here's the reality. At the end of the day, I think Indiana's quarterback is underrated. He's a very good football player. And if we force him to make some mistakes today with the elements, with the crowd, with the people, we come out with the win. That's what's going to happen.
Hey, Spin Dog, last thing. You got anything left?
No.
You got anything left in the tank? The Lions could use some defensive line
Come
help
on,
now.
Mark.
You want to bring me up, but I'm going to tell you this. If this is the last thing, let me tell you, see, I wore this hat tonight because this is where the college football meets Yellowstone. Let me tell you something. We're going to take the Indiana Hoosiers to the train station tonight, and I'm going to tell you, I ain't going out unless
Not the
I go
train
out.
station.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Rip.
That was a Spin Dog.
Pat McAfee ain't got shit on the Spin Dog, brother. Let me tell you something right now. Brother, let's freaking go!
Let's go.
Spin Dog.
Let's go, baby.
Hey,
Let's go.
Rip,
Hey,
take him to the train
I
station,
love you
boy.
guys.
Love you. Love you,
Love you,
baby.
man.
Good luck tonight,
Talk to
Spindler.
you soon.
Talk to you
got
soon.
it. Go
I
get
love
What a
Rip,
pro.
man.
What a pro.
it. How great is that?
That's
the
awesome.
great Marc Spindler.
Like
oh my God.
Oh, did I have fun with that guy?
I'm exhausted.
Oh.
I'm exhausted just watching.
He instantly had me thinking about college days and the NFL days, but I like the Yellowstone reference, man. The train station.
It's a new name for Rip.
Can I make a reference? He was one of the Maz Spindler and John Lund in Detroit back in the old 1270
Isn't he in
days.
Arizona now? John
He is,
Lund? Where's he?
he's still in
in
San
Frisco.
Fran.
Frisco,
he's still in
yeah,
San
yeah.
Fran. But I just want to say that it was an absolute pleasure to work with those guys. And Maz, as you remember, we did the morning show, and I would
did
get
a morning show?
We
yeah.
were on from 6 to 10 a.m. on the old 1270, and so I was at the station at like 3:15 in the morning to prepare for our 4-hour show. And when I would come out for a break at like 4:15, I would just hear this bear noise, this snoring like crazy, and I would go out in the into the break room, and there under the programming desk is Spindler taking his nap.
Oh, you got to
He
do
had
it.
the prep. That was his
That
prep.
was his
Hey,
prep.
man, you wake
That
up
was him
that
coming
early
in
to go
from
to
the
work,
club.
you're taking a nap.
No
Let me
better
tell you.
person to work
Let me
with.
Can't
tell you.
survive without
No,
one.
Love
I slept
working
in
with
my
him.
truck. I would nap in my truck when I worked
We
that
still
early.
have pictures.
I had that bed. Remember I made that bed
Yeah.
back there?
Oh, God.
Put
That
the
was
seats
comfy.
down.
So he first got his truck.
I may be going back there sometime soon.
I got you.
I'm just kidding.
man.
Guys, we're going to take a break. When
Gotta
we come
smile,
back,
keep
pick
crying.
segment.
Oh, Spin
But
Dog.
first, a message from us here
Oh,
at WSN.
yeah, I'll get it to you. We're going to switch the camera here in a second as soon as I fix
Good
the
job,
thing
Pete
over here.
Spivak.
Hang on,
Good job,
guys.
buddy.
We were having a little fun here. Here we
job.
go. Here we go. And
Just
there
read.
it is, the post-game show brought to you by New Holland Brewing Company. It is the watch party every Lions game day, which means this coming Sunday, the Lions watch party live from Hayes Social, brought to you by the New Holland Brewing Company Tangerine Space Machine, 1800 Tequila, Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, and Sabbath Coffee Roasters. The watch party is with the heavyweights, where you can chime in on the chat and join in to help watch the Lions game against the Bears. And then following the Lions-Bears game, it's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions post-game show live from Hayes Social with the great Stick and Anson. Again, brought to you by New Holland Brewing Company Ermanni Tangerine Space Machine, 1800 Tequila, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. And that New Holland Brewing Company, like I say, is one of our sponsors of all the pre- and post-game shows here on Woodward Sports. And New Holland Brewing Company has the taller long drink ready to go for you as soon as I have the read. Here it is. If you think you might think I'm crazy because you can have a great drink. It is the gin-based cocktail called New Holland Taller, the Dutch long drink from New Holland Brewing Company. It is shoulders above the rest, made from New Holland small batch gin, 100% real grapefruit puree for a fresh, delicious flavor. Taller, your local long drink, and we will be right back.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry, offer ends December 20th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at WoodwardSports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Oh, yeah, Lions fans. Every Lions home game, you can join us for the best Lions pregame show at the second best bar at 42 Watson Street in downtown Detroit. Come down, enjoy us every Lions home game, and enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching that Lions pregame show only at the second best bar. And that is where you can come. What, Maz?
Come get some.
That's right.
And come give some to the Salvation Army in their Red Kettle campaign. Your donation makes it possible to serve our community's most vulnerable. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The Salvation Army of Metro Detroit, the 2024 Red Kettle campaign. Their fundraising goal, $7 million. Your contributions will help provide love beyond Christmas to individuals in need of food, shelter, and compassion. Please scan the QR code on the screen or go to donate.sagreatlakes.org. The Salvation Army.
We're going to run through these. Tom Mazaway, let them ride.
Here we go. It's our pick'em segment. We're going to start it off with the Texans at the Chiefs. Chiefs are given 3.5. They finally covered a game last week, right?
KC.
Go ahead, Bray.
KC.
Pete.
I'm going to take the Chiefs on that one, brother.
I'm going to take the underdog Texans. And I have Kenny's. Let me get Kenny's. He's taking the Texans as well.
Okay.
Next game, we got the Steelers at the Ravens. These two teams do not like each other.
Baltimore.
Steelers lost last week. Baltimore 6.5-point favorite.
Baltimore.
Okay, take it easy, man.
The Steelers are who we thought they were.
Don't rush me until I throw it to you.
Baltimore.
Okay.
Baltimore?
I'll give you some background noise so we can elaborate the segment. I got you, man. You look at this game right here.
6 minutes left.
I feel you. It's a game with no George Pickens. It's a team with George Pickens, a team without George Pickens. It's Baltimore.
You taking the Ravens, Pete?
I'm taking the Ravens. Man, no George Pickens.
I'm going to go kind of opposite here. I think the Steelers get a get back here, Tommy.
I'll take the Steelers on a get back as well, and so will Kenny G.
You do realize the last 2 games without George Pickens, Russell Wilson's thrown for 120 yards and 150 yards.
I just think they'll keep it close.
120 yards, 150 yards.
Browns at the Bengals.
Cincinnati.
Bengals have new life. They are a 9-point favorite. Braylon.
I actually think they're going to blow them out. I think they actually double that. I think they're looking for a win, and they got some new life, like you said. Jamar Chase, Triple Crown.
Pete.
I can't trust DTR, man. I got to stick with the Bengals and Joe Burrow, Tom. Smoke them.
Let's see what Kenny G's got. Kenny G's got the Bengals. I'll go with him, too. Ryan, you already said what you
Clean sweep.
Okay.
That's a curse.
Braylon. Okay. Eagles at the Commanders.
Washington.
Commanders getting 3.5, Braylon.
I'm going to take the Commanders. I'm going to take the Commanders on this. I think Philly's going to slip up. I think this is a perfect spot to slip up. Commanders at home, Jaden Daniels. Give me the Eagles, man. Look for Jalen Hurts to have a bad game.
So who are you taking?
I said the Commanders.
Okay, but then you said give me the Eagles at the end.
I said look for the Eagles to slip up.
Okay, you got it. So
I'm Commanders.
Commanders. Pete.
I'm going to take the Eagles on this one, Tommy. I have a feeling for the freight train.
That's
there you go, buddy.
You. Eagles from KG. Give me Washington.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like being on Maz's side. It's usually a good side.
I'm right there.
It's usually a good side.
Vikings.
Seattle.
Shut up.
Seattle.
Vikings at the Seahawks. Braylon, Seahawks are getting 3 at home. Seahawks getting 3 at home from the Purple Gang.
I'm going to take the Sea Chickens on this one, man. I think Minnesota, this is one of those tight spots where they won't deliver. Minnesota has to go out there. I know what it's like to play in that environment. Give me the Sea Chickens, man.
Pete. Skull for Pete.
Skull
for Kenny G as well. Skull for me as well.
Okay.
San Francisco.
49ers at... 49ers at the Dolphins. Dolphins are giving 1. Braylon.
This is a horrible game right now. Give me it's at the Dolphins, and they're giving 1 to the 49ers. I'm going to take the 49ers.
All right. Pete.
I'm going to take the 49ers.
49ers, Dolphins cooked.
In all seriousness for a minute, I'm rooting for the 49ers on this one because I want Miami to be eliminated so Calais Campbell could be out.
Right. Did you guys talk about that
yesterday? Yeah.
We did you proud. We talked about
thank
it.
you. Give Kenny
sum it
G.
up. We need him.
Give Kenny G the Dolphins as well.
Who'd you take, Pete?
I took the 49ers. The 49ers. I said Dolphins are done.
The 49ers got cracked last
week. Just gave trucks out to his guys.
San Francisco.
Give me San Francisco. Here we go. This is the night game. Sunday night game. Bucks at Cowboys. Cowboys getting 4 at home. Ryan.
Tampa.
Braylon.
I'm going with Baker Mayfield, man. I'm going with number 8.
Pierre.
Honest question: has Dallas won a home game yet?
Yes.
6.
Okay, then they lose this one. I'm going with the Bucks.
Kenny G. Bucks.
Tom Mazaway.
Bucks. And our game.
Detroit.
Lions at Chicago.
Lions.
6 and a hook.
Lions by 2 touchdowns or more.
Lions.
Kenny G. What
Bears.
do you think?
Oh, here you go.
No,
you
took the Lions.
ready for this?
Yeah.
Terrion Arnold's first career interception.
Oh, I dig that. Agent Zero.
100%.
Maria, put your mic on. Lions or Bears?
Lions.
Hey! Can we hear from Maria Adamo, everybody? Our sound engineer today.
On the fly.
Fantastic job.
Salute.
I had her doing
stay home.
I had her doing stand-ups yesterday for making the cut as well.
Really?
I
She
did.
made it
on Fox?
No, but
No.
for just
Okay.
practice.
She'll know the
It was
ins and
fun.
outs
It was
in no
really
time.
fun.
Not a bad. How you like your internship so far?
I love it. This is so cool. It's been so much fun this week. I can't wait for next week.
You. Awesome.
Right, we got 1 minute to go to wrap.
All right,
or 30 seconds. You tell me.
I'm fine. I'm just having some fun.
Okay,
I got nowhere to be.
I'm just checking. Notre Dame laying what tonight?
Know what to say.
What's the spread tonight?
I don't know.
Let's look.
I really don't know.
Pete, what is it?
It was 7.5 last I checked.
Okay.
Indiana getting. Let me double check Caesars.
Go ahead, Braylon.
Give me Indiana. And I don't think Indiana on the points. Give me Indiana on the money line. I just think this is Indiana's chance. Like, look at it from this standpoint. Like, they came for they came for Notre Dame, but this is your state. Like, and this is a prime time moment. Indiana has probably put themselves in a situation. This is uncharted territory for Indiana. Like, as a school, as a program, as a coach, as players, I think this is a moment that's bigger to them than it is in Notre Dame. Look for them to come out fired. And they disrespected with the score. Like, Ryan already talked about the 2 plays that changed the Ohio State game. And you talk about the coach. Give me Indiana. I've convinced myself.
This will be the toughest game Notre Dame plays this playoff.
You think?
They will either lose or they will win the national championship.
Oh,
I really believe that. Really believe that. So I'm going to take Indiana, but it's going to be a close game. I think Notre Dame wins the national championship or they lose tonight.
I think Notre Dame covers tonight easy, and I don't see them winning the championship. Pete, who do you like?
Take the under. I like Notre Dame winning the game, but this is going to be a close game. But take the under here, guys. Under.
Hey, don't sleep on what Marc Spindler said, as well as Sean McDonough. That defensive front for Indiana is real, and they play right into what Notre Dame does the best. And Notre Dame, Riley Leonard, I'm sorry, pass game is a little bit ass.
I'm going to root for Indiana big time because I never root for Notre Dame.
Right.
I'm not cheering for Notre Dame.
I'm not cheering for them.
No.
Maria, who do you like, Indiana or Notre Dame?
I'm a big Notre Dame.
Boo!
I know. I'm going to cry.
You were doing so well.
I'm sorry.
All right, Maria, shut your mic off. You're done.
You're fired.
You're done.
And you're fired.
Ryan, wrap it up.
We got it. Hey, everybody. We'll be back on Monday. Hopefully you have a great weekend.
It's Festivus on Monday.
Festivus.
What's that? Oh, it is Festivus. The
Festivus.
annual airing of grievances.
I'm going to bring the poll in.
All right, good. Very good. We will see you on Monday, right?
Hey, you know what? I'll keep it very simple and sweet, man. Be nice to people. It is the season. Be nice to people. And also be around your family, man. And be safe. This is when people start doing dumb stuff, driving and all these other things. Be safe out there, because we need to talk to you again on Monday after Lions beat the Chicago Bears. Go Lions. We appreciate you from Maria. Peace, Spivak. Maria, you did a hell of a job, by the way. Time Mazaway, Ryan Ermanni. We love you guys. We'll see you Monday.
Hey guys.